Hey everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Gardens. Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant my onions. Now you can see behind me I got 3 trays of onions that I planted out from seed. I ordered the seed from Baker Creek. And I've got Texas early granos, I've got Unzen flat, and I've got Violette de Gama. Violette de Gama purple onions. So I should easily be able to get, I'm thinking I'm going to do 6 rows of onions. Basically 2 rows of each down the line. And if I get them planted now, it's the 15th of December, middle of December. That should give me a good head start. And by the spring, I should be looking at some decent sized onions, hopefully. Alright, well with that being said, let me get to work. So the plan is basically to run 2 parallel rows. And I'm going to dig this trough about a foot off of my elephant garlic over here, which is starting to sprout up, which I'm really excited about. Never tried elephant garlic. And I thought, what the heck? Should be a lot of fun. Now these troughs need to be fairly deep, and I'll show you why here in a second. But the other side of that is it really doesn't matter, because I'm going to put these down as deep as they need to go. And again, like I've said so many other times, the string is just a guide, not necessary. Totally dependent upon you if you want to use one, but it is nice to keep your rows nice and straight. Now, so what I'm going to do, you can see here I've got my onions, and they've been planted out, been growing for a good long time. I was kind of hoping they would grow a little faster, but they've sprouted up, so they should be fine. Let me get one package out here. Now you don't want them to get too big, because otherwise they can become real root bound. You see it right there, there's quite a bit of roots in there. So then what we're going to do is we're just going to take the dirt, kind of slough off as much of the dirt as possible. Pull any weeds out, of course. Now I would only do this 1 cell at a time. But then what you can do is you can kind of gently tease these onions apart, trying to maintain the roots as much as possible. Keep the nice healthy roots in there, as much of the root as you can. Get these all separated out. So that's what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 16, 17, 18. There's 20, 21 in that 1 cell. Alright, so I got it pretty well separated. Now as soon as you get the roots out of the dirt, you need to start getting that stuff in the ground, because the longer you wait, the drier they get, and you don't want to dry your roots out. So let's get to work. Yep. So now I'm just going to go along and I'm going to lay them in the trough, kind of about a fist apart. Trying not to step on my garlic as I go. Now, I have not had the best of luck with onion seeds. I've tried direct seeding. I got some of my bunching onions to grow up by direct seed, but I've tried multiple times in other spaces with onion seed, and just wasn't real fortunate. I just could not seem to get it to go like I wanted it to. So this was kind of a last-ditch effort. What I've done before is that I've actually bought onion sets and onion bulbs, which you can buy pretty much anywhere. You can buy almost stepped on it. Pretty much anywhere you can buy onion seeds. Usually you can buy onion sets or bulbs. Alright, so those are about 4 to 6 inches apart, plus or minus a few. And this just gives me an idea where I'm going to plant them. Alright, and then the way I'm going to go about planting, let me show you. It's again trying not to step on what I already got in. So I'm just going to take the plant like so, and I'm going to kind of drape it down so that those roots kind of spread out a bit, and then I'm just going to cover that over. And I want the dirt to come up to where the white stops and the green begins. So you look at this one as an example. So basically I want it to be somewhere in this area right in here is where I'm going to plant them down to. And then I'm going to take these roots and try and lay them out so they're spread out. So let me go ahead and get these planted, and then we'll come back and look at the rest. Alright, so that gives me right at 40 onions just in those 2 rows there. I'll be planting up 2 more rows here, another 2 rows there. So you're talking about 120 onions plus or minus a few, plus the bunching onions that I've also planted in another spot. Alright, all in this one bed with the exception of the others. And then you'll see, like in these Texas early grano onions, I mean, they sprouted up a lot more. The uns and flat ones didn't get as many sprouts out of them. But I'll have plenty of these to give away. Like I'll give some to my kids, some to my neighbor, and then I might take some and just plant them here and there, various other places throughout the garden. But I mean, I guess I overplanted by quite a bit. But you can actually eat these small ones too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. They're still onions. I mean, when you squish them, still smell like onion. So with that being said, I picked these varieties in particular because they are onions that are better for the southern climates. So in the south here, one of the issues is we have to plant onions early so that they'll actually grow up. But the problem with that, well, I mean, if you keep them into the summertime, they'll die back. They won't survive. They won't do well in the summer here in the south. So there is short day, medium day, and long day onions. Long day is for the northern climates, where when the onions are actually growing, the days are starting to get longer. Here in the south, we want what's called short day onions, because the growing time for onions down here is during the time when it's cooler, which is, you know, because otherwise it'll get too hot. But that's during the time when the days are shorter. Thus, short day, long day, and medium day. So if you're in the south, you want to look at short day. If you're up north, you want to look at long day, and in between, you can either go with medium day, or it seems like you could probably either do short or long, depending on your situation. Of course, once I get all these planted, I'll go ahead and water it all in real well and make sure everything's nice and damp, and I'll keep it nice and moist for a while until they really get to start growing, and then I might be able to back off at that point a little bit on the water. But that's how I'm going about planting my onions this year. It is December 15th, and hopefully I'll get a really nice onion crop this year, maybe a little bit better than I did last year, because we're actually starting to run out now with all the onions that we've actually used here in the house. and hopefully these will actually store a little better as well. So I'll be able to get some onions that will last a bit longer in the pantry, so that I'll have them up until the next harvest. Alright, that's what I got going on today. I'm planting some onions, getting things going on here in the garden, starting to plan for spring. You know, you might want to start thinking along the same lines yourself. Either way, thanks for once again for stopping by. I appreciate you all taking a look at what I got going on. By all means, like and subscribe if you don't mind. That would help me out a bit. Share it with your friends, and most importantly, grow something. Get something growing in your yard. Alright, make it happen. Alright, thanks once again.